All right, how is everybody doing tonight? Welcome in to Rover Sports the Show. I know my audio has been a little bit out of whack lately, but I wanted to drop a video tonight on Jarrett Stidham. Going to be showing some clips of him in high school, and I'm just really excited. I'm going to show him at Auburn, and I'm going to show him at Stevensville High School. I'm excited to do this video on Jarrett Stidham, quarterback out of Stevensville, same place as Art Briles, where Art Briles was there for a lot of years. He won a state title there in 2012. I believe he started on that team. He might have been a sophomore at the time. He was a four-star recruit in high school, and he was one of the more highly touted freshmen. So going to go over here, and we're going to play some videos of Jarrett. The thing I like so much about Stidham is that he's been in the limelight his entire career. And he just has an easy amount of velocity on his throws. Very accurate. He has a very live arm. That's the thing about Jarrett Stidham. And you see here in these clips is that he's a very mobile quarterback, and he's a guy that he absolutely loves the game of football. So he started out at Stevensville High School. He was an elite level high school player at Stevensville High School. And he was up there with the Kyler Murrays of the world. Now, I know Kyler Murray at Allen went 50-0 and never lost a game, but Jarrett Stidham is a massive, massive talent. He can throw from different arm angles. He can throw from different slots, and Jarrett Stidham is a big-time quarterback. So I'm going to go up and pull out some of his statistics, and I have some theories for why at Auburn during his final year, Jarrett Stidham I have some theories for why he slipped in the draft, because I think if he would have come out a year earlier, he would have been a second-round pick. Instead, he slipped to a fourth-round pick, and he was actually picked after Ryan Finley, and Ryan Finley is absolutely horrible. So Jarrett Stidham at Baylor playing under Art Briles, and this is before all of the suspensions and all of the Title IX stuff went down at Baylor. He came into relief for Seth Russell, I think, who had a broken collarbone, out for the entire season. Jarrett Stidham was really good, and you're even going to see some highlights here of Jarrett Stidham at Baylor. He came in against Oklahoma State. He went to Manhattan, Kansas on a Thursday night. He played on Big Fox, and Jarrett Stidham had 12 touchdowns to 2 picks. So Jarrett Stidham, you're now seeing here in the video, he was actually going to be a Texas Tech guy, and then he decided to commit to Art Briles. A lot of Stevensville connections there with Jarrett Stidham. So he plays at this new stadium, McLean Stadium. Jarrett Stidham, though, 12 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And then I'm going to show you guys some of his Auburn highlights, because when he was at Auburn, Jarrett Stidham was a really, really good quarterback. People at Auburn were not expecting Jarrett Stidham to even win any sort of games. But Jarrett Stidham did lead. Actually, the year Alabama won the championship over Georgia, Jarrett Stidham was the guy that led Auburn to a victory in the Iron Bowl over the champions Alabama at the time. Alabama was 11-1 at the time. And I'm actually going to go and I'm going to go into the Auburn clip. So we're going to roll into Auburn here, and going to show you guys Jarrett Stidham at Auburn, some of his highlights. So this is Jarrett Stidham. Again, the guy has all of the arm talent to make every single throw. The reason why Jarrett Stidham slipped in the draft is because Chip Lindsey and Gus Malzahn had a really difficult time sharing play calling duties at Auburn together. Jarrett Stidham, an area that he can really improve, he's not a great improviser. Joe Burrow is a better improviser, Kyler Murray, even Justin Herbert. But Jarrett Stidham, when he has a clean pocket, this guy, I believe, is better than Jacoby Brissett. He's a lot better than Brian Hoyer. And there you're just going to see Jarrett Stidham has great touch on deep throws. And I'm sure that the Patriots staff saw the talent in Jarrett Stidham. I watched this guy throw at the Senior Bowl in Mobile. He was the best quarterback there. And I'm not surprised why the Patriots went up to get Jarrett Stidham. My theory for why the Cincinnati Bengals selected Ryan Finley ahead of Jarrett Stidham is because they knew that Jarrett Stidham was a really, really good quarterback and that he would come in there and not only would he take over for Andy Dalton, but Jarrett Stidham would come in there and he would shine so much that they wouldn't even take a rookie quarterback. But here you're going to see Jarrett Stidham. He comes through on a reverse. This is where they absolutely blast Mississippi State. And Jarrett Stidham, there you see him uncork a 55-yard deep ball. Here you're going to see a beautiful throw. Jarrett Stidham in this game, they actually blew this game to LSU. That was when Danny Etling was actually playing quarterback for LSU. They actually lost this game. But here you see Jarrett Stidham. And Jarrett Stidham beat Georgia and Alabama, both games at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Both were some of the biggest wins in recent Auburn football history. And Jarrett Stidham had a chance in a rematch against Georgia to go to the college football playoff. But that year they played against Roquan Smith. They played against Jonathan Ledbetter, Atkins, an elite defense there at Georgia. DeAndre Baker was there at the time. So essentially, Jarrett Stidham was not able to get to the college football playoff. And again, if he would have came out after 2017, he would have been a second-round pick. That's where he was projected. But he wanted to come back. He wanted to compete with Gus Malzahn and try to win a national championship. The thing about Jarrett Stidham is that even when Jarrett Stidham was sitting out for a year, outside of football, when Baylor and all the Title IX stuff went down with sexual assaults that allegedly took place in Waco, Texas, and the coaching change and everything, Jarrett Stidham then went to McClellan Community College. And Jarrett was so desperate to play football that he would throw to middle schoolers, JV guys, high school guys after practice. Jarrett would show up at the field by himself to do all of this. Okay, this is all before he went to Auburn. So Jarrett Stidham knows what it's like to not have football. He knows what it's like to have adversity. And the hype surrounding Jarrett Stidham before this first year at Auburn was massive. And Jarrett lived up to that hype. Again, they went 10-2, or actually they might have lost to UCF in the bowl game. So Jarrett Stidham was a big time quarterback at Auburn. Before he entered into the draft. And in fact, in 2017, his statistics, 18 touchdowns to just 6 interceptions. He threw for 3,158 yards. Again, maybe that's not the most yardage, but Jarrett's completion percentage, 66%. In 2017, extremely high completion percentage. Now, you could say it's because of the aerial raid or because of Gus Malzahn. You could try to make all those excuses for Stidham. I've watched Stidham. There's a reason he's a 4-star recruit. There's a reason. It's because he is a very talented quarterback. And Jarrett Stidham playing on the New England Patriots next year, Jarrett Stidham should deserve the right to compete for the job in camp. And if the Patriots don't go out there and select Jordan Love, or they don't want Herbert or even Jacob Eason, then Jarrett Stidham absolutely can carry the torch for a couple of years. I'm not saying he's going to be Tom Brady, but there's a reason this guy was selected in the 4th round. Bill Belichick scouted Jimmy Garoppolo before he picked Jimmy Garoppolo. Why would they have their eyes on Jarrett Stidham? Why would he just be a placeholder at the quarterback position? Now, you could just say I'm speculating. You could even look at Jarrett's numbers last year against the Jets in a meaningless game where Jarrett looked really poor and he looked very unprepared. But if you're going off of that one small sample size, I want Jarrett to get an opportunity, and I believe Jarrett Stidham has the requisite skills to play in the league. Now, the thing is about Stidham, again, his pocket presence is very poor. So with pressure, Jarrett Stidham is poor. However, he has a quick release. He really could spin the football. He has arm talent, great accuracy, and touch. Jarrett Stidham is moderately athletic enough. He's smart. He's a very, very good leader. Now, again, an area he needs to improve is blitz pickup. He needs to improve with understanding post-snap coverages, because against Clemson during 2018 when Jarrett would struggle, it's because he had a lot of pressure and he was not gifted at getting outside the pocket and feeling pressure. He was poor on fumbling the football and getting sacked. That was a huge issue for Jarrett in college. During the preseason, he lit it up against Detroit. He actually had a very good preseason, even though the Jets game, again, he was thrown in garbage time. I think it was the Luke Falk game. They were up 30-0. I believe in Jarrett Stidham's abilities. I even had a bet with Kid Blue at the time, a YouTuber that many of you guys know about. I had a bet that Jarrett Stidham would be like a second-round pick. Jarrett Stidham even looked better than Daniel Jones in Mobile. That's how good Jarrett Stidham looked during his time at the Senior Bowl. So that's my video on Stidham. I believe that the Patriots have something in this guy. I believe in Stidham's abilities. I believe he could be a starting quarterback. He could start for 5 years. He could start for 7 years. I want to see at least 3 games of him competing at the NFL level, maybe 4 or 5, to know if he's a franchise quarterback, but I know he's good enough to be starting. I know he could be better than Brissett. He's a lot more talented than Jacoby Brissett. He's more talented than Tyrod Taylor. So at a baseline, he can start for teams. I even think he's just as talented as Derek Carr at the quarterback position. So I'm excited for Jarrett. He already has more skill than some of the guys I mentioned, and his upside could be even greater with understanding the McDaniels offense, understanding the scheme. So I hope you guys like the video. Leave your thoughts and comments about Jarrett Stidham below. Thank you guys for listening tonight.